Angel Reese successfully turned the foul against Caitlin Clark into a story. Others were going to attempt to make it the big story. Grifters were going to attempt to make it the big story of the game when it was a regular foul. I mean, a flagrant foul, of course, but a regular foul, not a atypical basketball play. Real quick before we get to the comments, just if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you'll see it everywhere, but this was the play in question. Caitlin is knocked into the stanchion on the foul by Angel Reese, who is going for the basketball, I believe, on this play. You'll see the replay right here. There's the refs looking up whether it's a flagrant run. They decide it's a flagrant one. Here is Angel and Caitlin on the baseline. Angel goes up. You can see her hand there. It's right near the ball. She's swinging for the ball. She misses the ball and hits Caitlin across the head and the face. But the play was correctly called on the court. The saying goes, no harm, no foul. In the grand sense, that was no harm and no foul. It was an obvious foul. But what Angel Reese said about it after the game is sure to get some attention. She had a couple of quotes on the refereeing and the officiating in the game, and this was one of them.
On the flagrant, did you feel like that?
The basketball play.
Yeah. Do you feel like that was the appropriate call or?
It's a basketball play. I can't control the refs. They affected the game obviously a lot tonight. So can't.
But it did look in like you were going for the ball.
I mean, I'm always going for the ball, but y'all gonna play that clip 20 times before Monday. So
Well, we don't work in TV, so I'm not gonna play it anymore. But
I mean, this clip gonna get out somewhere. I know. Yeah, you.
Angel's frustrated there. I get it. She's right about the fact that it's going to be played 20 times or whatever, however many times. But did she think it wasn't a foul? She said it was a basketball play. They're going to call what they're going to call. You hit her across the head. It's a foul. It's a flagrant foul. And, you might have been frustrated about some of the other calls in the game, and that would be okay. But, to call out the officiating on that is a little, that's what I'm saying. She turned it into a story a bit.
I think we went up really strong a lot of times, and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle, but just being able to play hard as best as we can. I'm still proud of Camilla going on, still getting a double-double. And that's something y'all not going to be able to stop, regardless of the referees. Like, we're here for a while. We're not going to be denied, as no matter what you guys can try to do. But our goal is to win. And we're going to do whatever it takes to win and continue to do that.
Conspiracy against the Chicago Sky. I think some people got a special whistle. Look, I'm not talking about the officiating in general, and Angel was in foul trouble, so I get it. Again, she's frustrated. They lost. She's a competitor. They've lost a few games here in a stretch, and maybe it's getting to her a bit. But that's the type of stuff that's going to, feed the flames of the fire. Some people got a special whistle when you hit Caitlin Clark across the head on the play that's going to be most oft talked about. Now, Camila Cardoso, she did single out, and I forgot to mention her in the previous video. She is so coordinated for her size. It's unbelievable to watch the way she can, her hands, catch, finish, all that stuff. And her and Angel together on that front court, that's going to be fearsome over the next however many years they wind up playing together. Carter can score. Mabry can score for the Sky. Meanwhile, a little bit of a different perspective from the Indiana Fever side of things. Here was Caitlin Clark on the foul heard round Father's Day.
And then when you get flagrant foul by Angel Reese, what's going through your mind and how do you just stay within yourself?
What's going through my mind is I need to make these 2 free throws. That's all I'm thinking about. It's just part of basketball. It is what it is. Just trying to make a play on the ball and get the block. But yeah, it happens. And those free throws, when you have to shoot them with nobody at the line, are kind of hard. So it's a little different than having people at the line. So I was just trying to focus on making those.
Once again, a perfect response from Caitlin Clark that doesn't make it into a bigger deal than it was. Handles it exactly correctly. Assesses it exactly correctly. That is what happened. Christy Sides was also asked about the foul because you can tell it's going to be a big, big story. Here was the Indiana Fever head coach.
Yeah, I was really proud of how they all kept their composure. And the right call was made in that moment. Flagrant one, 2 free throws in the ball. Just make the right call in those moments, and we can move forward. But when we don't make the right call in those moments, that's when there's a problem. And they made the right call tonight.
Good coaching from sides there. That's the right perspective from the Fever head coach. Because I do think ultimately that's what made the Kennedy Carter thing earlier this season such a big deal, is that the call was not made on the floor. Remember when Reese got fouled harshly across the neck early in the season? The right call was made there, so it wasn't as big a deal. And I think it was a big deal because originally the right call wasn't made on the Carter play. And the Sky are getting this little bad girl persona going on here that hopefully they can run with. I mean, this is going to be a fun rivalry to go forward with. Caitlin Clark got the advantage in this one, and somehow, the foul will wind up being the story again. I saw people out there, Matt Leinart, of all people, I saw his tweet about it and making it out to be as if it was like some sort of international incident. What did he say? Angel Reese should be suspended, period. Not good for the game. I mean, come on. Like, Angel, it's a little silly that she would lament a special whistle after she smacked Clark up across the head. But that was a regular foul. It happens. It's basketball. Just like Caitlin Clark said. If anyone would just listen to Caitlin Clark, people would be more sane about everything. Because, again, the story of the game here was what Caitlin was able to do on the floor. And Stat Mamba is, they got all these cherry pick stats. 16.1 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, 6.2 assists per game, 1.3 steals per game, 1.0 blocks per game. No player in WNBA history has averaged 15, 5, 5, 1, and 1 over the course of a season. But Clark is, she impacts the game in every single way. And that was the takeaway for me here more than anything else. I think she separated herself in the Rookie of the Year race. She had a huge performance on a big stage with the spotlight on her, showing once again why she is hyped like she is. Caitlin Clark is hyped why she is because of her game more than anything else. She is fun to watch. She's a hell of a player. And she had a big defensive play in this one. She kept her dribble alive. She made playmaking decisions. She hit her threes. She rebounded. She did everything in this game. And that is the takeaway with the Fever playing much better. They need to get something out of the Wallace and Hull position at some point going forward. But really good games from Boston and Mitchell and Clark and Smith and Lou Samuelson, Katie Lou Samuelson. They a good performance overall from the Indiana Fever, and a great performance from Caitlin Clark all around in a game that was about more than a foul.